Good morning, SKN. I'm Jamie Morris.
And I'm Cortensia. And I am Cortensia Carty, and my voice is trying it this morning.
Definitely so. Thank you for joining us for another edition of GMSKN. We proceed with the latest in local news. This from SKNI's. Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Honourable Dr. Terence Drew, said it is a known fact that the economies of the member states of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, OECS, are limited in resources and as such should consider greater collaboration to successfully address certain challenges, particularly that of providing quality healthcare to citizens. Prime Minister Dr. Drew, when he delivered the featured address at the opening session of the 7th Growth and Resilience Dialogue on Tuesday, April 25th, 2023, said, quote, "Our region is small. I don't think we have 1 million people in the OECS member countries, yet our demand for quality healthcare is extremely high and our expectations as members of these sub-regions are also high," end quote. It was against this backdrop that Prime Minister Dr. Drew, who is also the Minister of Health in the federal government of St. Kitts and Nevis, proposed the idea of establishing centers of excellence throughout the OECS sub-region. He said, quote, "Presently in the ECCU there is a lack of medical centers of excellence. There is hardly any country or island that has centers of excellence. When many of our people have to access specialized care, on many occasions they have to travel abroad where care is extremely expensive. Those who lack the financial resources or don't have appropriate health insurance go without care or receive substandard care," end quote.
And that is true indeed. Our preceding story comes from Win Media SKN. Diplomatic Week 2023, which runs from April 23rd to 28th, is being celebrated under the theme Driving Change, advancing a vision for a sustainable island state. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, senior government officials, and diplomats in St. Kitts and Nevis opened Diplomatic Week on Sunday, April 23rd, with a church service where Foreign Affairs Minister, the Right Honourable Dr. Denzel Douglas, declared the week open. Diplomatic Week provides an avenue to help St. Kitts and Nevis transition into a sustainable island state and is in line with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal number 17. Partnership for the Goals, which speaks to strengthening the means of implementation and revitalizing the global partnership for sustainable development. The opening ceremony was held on Tuesday, April 25th at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort. Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Honourable Dr. Terence Drew, said the theme for Diplomatic Week captures the goal of the government in making the Federation sustainable.
And in other news from SKNIS, on Wednesday, April 26, 2023, Skellig Safety and Security Department engaged in simulation drills. The company's administrative building, annex building, and generation power plant were sites of the Skellig simulation drills. Additionally, a drill for the company's linesmen was scheduled for Shearling. This activity is part of the week-long commemoration of Safety and Health Day under the theme, "A safe and healthy working environment is a fundamental principle and right at work." Skellig Safety and Security Department has organized a week of events which will include Silk-a-Size on April 27th, a lunch and learn event focusing on healthy eating habits on April 28th, and a hike to Lawyer Stevens Cave and Waterfall on April 29th.
That's sweet. Should be working at Skellig to run that hike. Now, for the weather, we know it's already a bit hot outside, but it is partly cloudy with a high of 80 and a low of 70 degrees Fahrenheit. It's currently 79 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's getting to that 80 quite quickly. Take a look at your weather as we take a break. See you after this.
no cash, no card, no problem. Jad, embrace the freedom.
If you're just joining us this morning, thank you. This is Good Morning SKN, and we welcome you back now to regional news. This from Antigua Newsroom. The 54th edition of Antigua Sailing Week is all set, with the famous regatta on the water action kicking off with a spectacular curtain raiser on Saturday, 29th April. The stand-alone Peters and May round Antigua race, 5 days of red-hot racing follow for Antigua Sailing Week, with legendary shoreside celebrations and daily prize givings. New to the race program for 2023 will be the Antigua Wing Foil Championships, with 2 days of in-harbor racing and a 1-day downwinder on Lay Day, as well as RS Elite 1 design class. Antigua Sailing Week is a melting pot of nations. Boats from 18 countries are competing at the 54th edition. Sailors come from all over the world to experience Antigua and Barbuda, a spectacular Caribbean destination surrounded by world-class sailing waters. The racing is not the only source of fun and thrills. Shoreside, the party scene after racing is renowned. By mid-regatta, the Reggae in the Park live gig is followed by all the laughter you can handle on Pigeon Point Beach for Lucky Eddie's Lady. The final prize giving in Nelson's Dockyard is always a memorable night. Taking a bow on the main stage by winning your class of Antigua Sailing Week is the aim, but it's also the pathway to the ultimate goal, the big one, lifting the Lord Nelson Trophy.
And on the international scene, this from The Guardian. A rare white orca calf has been spotted off the coast of Southern California. In a video captured on Monday by a whale-watching tour company, Newport Coastal Adventures, the white calf was seen swimming with 6 other orcas near Newport Harbor. The 3-year-old was initially spotted by a Long Beach whale-watching company, which then told Newport Coastal Adventures of the sighting, Fox 5 reported. On just a few hours' notice, we loaded 3 boats for a special trip and drove 50 miles before we finally found the CA-216 pod, Newport Coastal Adventures wrote in a caption alongside footage of the calf. The calf is completely white except for a grayish dorsal fin and head. The tour group named it Frosty due to its unusually light skin, the result of a rare genetic condition. Passengers on the whale-watching tour were able to watch the orcas for more than 2 hours as they swam up the coastline until sunset. Boat captain Delaney Trowbridge told Fox 5. The pod approached the boat a few times, he said. In a statement to Newsweek, whale and dolphin conservation spokesperson Danny Groves explained that white orcas are not outcasts from their pods, as some people may think. Very fascinating story. With that, we end the latest for today. We'll be back in a moment with more Good Morning SKN.
no cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom. No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
Yo, what up? It's your boy and Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moment Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
SKN。
各位朋友，大家好. Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao bango.
It is International Girls in ICT Day. It provides an opportunity for female tech leaders and professionals to share their experiences and inspire other girls and young women. Let us welcome Sabina, Harry Nareen, yes, I have to make sure I say that correctly, the current commercial manager at Digicel, St. Kitts and Nevis, and Abigail Plummer, one of the 18 Digicel graduates. Good morning, ladies, and welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Good morning. It's great to be here.
Yes. Pleasure having you this morning. So for the novice that doesn't understand the acronym ICT, can you ladies tell us what it stands for or what's the meaning?
Okay, so ICT stands for Information Communication Technology.
Okay, good stuff.
All right, so the theme for let's see, digital skills for life. Digital skills for life. I want to focus on you for a second, Abigail, as being one of the graduates. What do you understand this to mean?
I would understand it to mean that it's important to have like a base knowledge the way how the world is going right now. Everything is digital, currency is being digitized. Even now we know Dcash is being introduced by ECCB, and just to know that the world is going in that direction, to know that we have to adapt and we have to shift with the times and to be able to pivot, to move from, the traditional example, hard cash to going to digital currency, being able to adapt with the times and to be able to educate ourselves on this topic as well. So just because the world is moving in this direction doesn't mean that we need to sit in this space and say, you know, hey, this is what we're going to do and we're going to stick to this. Just to be able to educate yourself, read up on it, to be able to expand your horizons, and to also be able to educate others on it as well.
Great.
All right, terrific answer. I was
Wow. I would have said today's the day, but I know the day would have passed. So what did that day mean to both of you ladies? Sabina, I'll start with you on this go.
Well, for me, I would have started my career in ICT officially about 1 year ago when I joined Digicel. So for me, I've always wanted to be in the technology industry because I saw it as being ahead of the curve, as being very innovative, as kind of leading the way for and opening up opportunities for other things to come. So for me, that day is very special, especially being a woman in the industry, and then looking at other ways to encourage women to join the industry as well, because we do know that there is a disparity, especially with women in STEM careers. So it is also kind of not just doing it for myself, but doing it for other persons so that they can say, okay, this person is here, I can also do this as well too.
I like that.
Well, let's talk specifically, about empowering women through ICT, because you did indicate that there seems to be a gender disparity in that field. So what have you noticed is being done, or a proactive measure, so to speak, to bridge that gap?
Well, one of the things I would say that is being done in St. Kitts is that we do have a robotics association here, and it's headed by Mr. Ricardo Neal, who is doing an amazing job underground here, promoting robotics, promoting STEM outside of schools. And I think it gives young persons an opportunity to see that even though we are small, that we have the capability of doing amazing things. The association has competed internationally. We have placed internationally as well. And even because I drop in from time to time personally to see what's happening in the lab, to see what they're working on, and the things that they're doing. You wouldn't even think that we can do it here, but they're very talented young persons. And even when I see a new young person, and they see what we can do, they're very excited, and then they start thinking, oh, I can have a career in this, or I can do a hobby in this, or this is what I would like to do. So for me, I do think the groundwork is being done.
How important do you think it is for other organizations like yours to contribute and support the Robotics Association of St. Kitts and Nevis? Because I know those are things that we probably didn't have when we were growing up. So how important is it for them to support?
I do think the importance is also on companies in the industry, but also companies outside of the industry as well, to support the movement towards technology, digitalization of services. We saw in the pandemic how quickly we had to change the ways that we were doing things in order to adapt. And I don't personally think there is any going back. So we should be seeing more online stores for local businesses. We should be seeing more apps coming up, being developed in the Caribbean, in St. Kitts and Nevis as well. So I do think companies should get involved and see the ways that they can digitize their business as well to move forward with the world.
I like that.
All right, Abigail, I want to focus on your experience a little bit. Obviously, you are one of 18 Digicel graduates. Take us through that experience.
It's been fantastic so far. I actually hit the 1 year mark not too long ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. But that's not where my Digicel journey actually began. So I actually had my first taste of Digicel when I was 16 years old. I did some voluntary work with the foundation, and the subsequent year I actually applied for an internship with the foundation. So for the summers of 2017, 2018, and 2019, I was an intern at Digicel throughout when I was in university. But you know, the pandemic came in 2020, so things kind of went a little bit quiet. And 2021, I had finished school, and I started my first big girl job, you know, at Sports Max. Okay. And that was also a great stepping stone because I started it actually first started off as an internship as well, and then it materialized into a full-time job as a programming and media services assistant. So actually, when I was working with the foundation, I had the pleasure of working with two absolutely amazing women, Keisha Marr, who was the CEO at the time, and Dina Trowers, who was the financial controller at the time. They also took me under their wing and trained me, even as a little teenager coming up in university. Just to have that mentorship was fantastic. And when I was at Sports Max, how I found out about this program was that my HR manager at the time, Stacey Winter, she had said she saw the opportunity come up, and she was just like, you know, based on your work ethic, I think this would be a fantastic, you know, pick for you. I feel like you'd be a good fit for this. And you know, I thought about it, and the same week I saw it come up in my LinkedIn. I was just like, this is a sign. This is a sign. Yeah. So I applied for it, and after rigorous training and after shortlisting and series of tests and interviews and more tests and more interviews, I was shortlisted and I was selected out of about 700 applicants. That's good. To embark on this journey last year, April. Okay. So I kind of had to just pack up all my things. They said, we're definitely gonna relocate you. So I'm originally from Kingston, Jamaica, and they said they're gonna relocate me to Antigua. And I did 9 months in Antigua, work alongside the CEO, Wenice Davis. She's absolutely amazing. She was another very great mentor to me. She has guided me. She has given me such great feedback. She continues, even to this day, I can always call her and ask her for advice on how to do this and how to do that. And, you know, it's tough love sometimes, but I know that it's because she wants the best for me. Indeed. So even that, and Carlene, who is the CEO here in St. Kitts, of Digicel St. Kitts, her affording me the opportunity to come on this show and to be able to speak. It's just absolutely amazing how in Digicel we're able to like lean on each other and empower each other, and to just have that sense of community and mentorship. It's absolutely amazing. Just the caliber of people that I'm able to interact with on a daily basis, be able to lean on for advice. It's just, even working with Sabina, she's amazing. She really knows her stuff. She holds down the fort on a daily basis, because it's not easy working in ICT, and it's very dynamic. It's always changing. There's always new technology, new things to compete with, always having to shift. And it's just great having the opportunity to work with these people and see how the decisions are made, see how it is working in ICT. And it's so great that Digicel has such fantastic representation in terms of CEOs, because there are a lot of female CEOs in Digicel. Okay. And just to be able to see that, you know, as a young woman at 22, to be able to see that and aspire to be like, you know, I can climb the corporate ladder, because, sure can. You know, you can see somebody who looks just like me, who is up on that stage and representing for us and holding down the fort. It's fantastic.
Yeah, right. On that note, ladies, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back after this.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao, bango!
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We're speaking with Sabina Harron-Rain, Commercial Manager, Digicel, and Abigail Plummer, Digicel graduate. Fascinating conversation with you ladies. Yeah. We're going to roll the curtain back, so to speak, and talk about, of course, your achievements. So your educational background. Can I start with you, Sabina?
Okay, so I do not have an ICT degree. I have a Bachelor of Arts in Legal Studies and English, minor in Women's Studies, and then I also have an MBA, which I achieved in 2019. So for me, career-wise, I always wanted to work in a technology-related industry. I wanted to be in telecommunications, and I actively was trying to be for a very long time before I got the opportunity to join Digicel. And the reason why I wanted to be in telecommunications, in technology, is because I saw it as a very innovative, dynamic, fast-changing industry, but one that is currently leading the change that we're seeing with the rise of digitalization, especially in the Caribbean. And as I say, you can't have an app without internet or anything like that. So I wanted to be a part of that change and to contribute in that way to the changing dynamics to the Caribbean, especially here in St. Kitts and Nevis.
Here's the thing that I would say to you, having not had that educational background, you're simply proving that anybody can get involved at any time, and that's a great thing as we talk about involvement in ICT. So good for you.
Yes, yes.
And even with this program, with the Digicel graduate program, I love the fact that it affords persons of different backgrounds an opportunity to be able to be in this program. So I have a degree in finance, but in the program we have people who have a degree in nursing or has a degree in sports science, and they're able to become, either like an analyst or a project manager. So it doesn't really matter like where your background is, you're still able to get into the industry of ICT or in the industry of STEM. So it's fantastic. It really is just Digicel being able to afford persons this opportunity regardless of your background. For me, in terms of my education, I studied at the University of Technology, Jamaica. I graduated in 2021 with a bachelor's majoring in finance and minoring in operations management. So in terms of my background, it's in finance. So initially when I started my first rotation in the program, I was in the finance department, but I kind of made my way into commercial and made my way into Digicel business, and slowly just being able to introduce myself to those departments and to see how the business runs on a day-to-day basis, what goes into running a telecommunications giant. Just even as a graduate, being afforded the opportunity to see things on a high level. Even they have afforded us the opportunity to sit in board meetings, to be able to see how the decisions are made on the highest level, and also for us to be able to be on the front lines as well, to be able to be at the retail store and to be at the pop-up shops and to be able to be like, hey, you can buy a deal for $150 with a student plan. Just being able to push the different promotions, or regular radio pushes. So just being able to see the organization at all different levels, regardless of your background, regardless of where you started in the organization, just to be able to have the different avenues to wiggle your way into the industry, it's great. Well, it doesn't really matter where you start or where your educational background is. Anyone can get into ICT, anybody. As long as you have the determination, you can always move yourself up the ladder.
So being in a management position, let me get the name correctly. Abigail just mentioned anyone the person that just started, you incorporate them in your meetings. How important was that decision to incorporate them so that they don't feel left out and, oh, these meetings are only for management?
Well, I do think it's important, especially as a woman, to be able to mentor and coach the next generation, so that they're able to step into your shoes at some point. And for me, and I think Digicel on a whole, that really is the essence of it. It's not just holding that information or keeping it a secret, but also sharing it with the team. As a manager, I believe in full transparency and communication, and I try to overshare as much as I can, because I want everyone to understand, and I want everyone to be on the same page as well. And that is how we all learn, because remember, I'm still new too. So they have information that I may not know, and I'm learning as I go as well. I've learned so much things from Abigail. So I do feel like it's a fair exchange. We're both learning, we're both teaching each other, but then at the end of the day, I would like to see someone younger step into my role, because I'm not going to be in this role forever. So you do want to know that, okay, you know, you're ready, you're next. And I think that's important as well for any manager, any person in a leadership position, that it's not just about you. It's about what are you going to do for the next person that's going to come along, and how can you help them in their career?
You make me want to come and work at Digicel now.
All right.
That's so good. That's so good. That's so good, for real.
No, what I'm hearing from you is, again, something that Abigail mentioned, which was the importance of mentorship. And as we're talking about women mentoring other women, we've had these discussions before with other people, of course, about how it might be if you're a woman and you are climbing the corporate ladder, so to speak, and you might feel like there's not that sisterhood yet. I'm getting that from you, that it's very important to have that. That's the culture at Digicel, and that it's a welcoming environment. So hearing what Sabina just said about grooming other people to take the lead, how does that make you feel, Abigail?
It's absolutely fantastic. Just having that community, that sense of community, not only here in St. Kitts, but like right across the group. Even there was a project that I was recently named the project manager on. So in Antigua, remotely, I was helping to support as a project manager in installing Wi-Fi in all the primary schools in Antigua. So just having the mentorship of Nalani, who is one of the project managers in Trinidad, just having her to be able to give me that support and to be able to mentor me and foster me and show me the ropes and give me the independence to be able to do what I need to do. That and also the regional COO, Wenise, who is also the CEO in Antigua, her being able to give me the independence and the discretion to be able to lead her business team and to be able to get stuff done, and not necessarily have someone hovering over me, but her being able to provide mentorship and to provide guidance, but still giving me, you know, the independence to do what I need to do. And also Carlene being able to give me the independence to even come on the show and to be able to speak and to also lead projects and to lead tasks on her behalf and to lead meetings on her behalf. And Sabina also giving me the independence, like if she's on vacation, to hold down the fort and to be able to report on her behalf. Just them exercising that faith in me has given me the push and the confidence that I need to really step into this industry and to really learn about the industry, because the best way to learn is really when you're being thrown into the deep end and you have to learn how to swim. And that really has been my experience here at Digicel, just them, you know, not necessarily babying you and micromanaging, but giving you that independence and giving you that freedom to be able to make the decision. And if it is that you fail fast and you learn from it. Everything is a learning experience in Digicel, and we have to take it in strides as well. So if it is that you fall one time, don't beat yourself about it too much. Just take it as a learning lesson, and you should be good.
It sounds like you've had those.
So, do you ladies have any vacancies at Digicel? Because the way the two of you just sold it, everybody's going to be coming down there looking for a job today. So we had a little lighthearted conversation during the break where both of you ladies said you do not know how we function back then without technology. How important is it you thought it was back then, and how important is it now that the children, the young children, that ICT is impressed upon their minds?
I think it's even more important now than it was when I was growing up. And I don't want to give away my age. But as I was saying, when I was going to school and we were learning computers, I was not thinking ahead. I was not thinking this can be a career or this can open up doors, because cell phones were just, becoming a thing. Apps wasn't even a thought. And now when we see the way the world is going, I definitely I don't even know what's going to come next, because websites was a thing and now we have apps and something else might come out and we might be the one that creates it, or we might be the one that leads it, hopefully. And as Abigail said, even currency right now is being digitalized. So I think right now there's so much opportunities in STEM, especially in the Caribbean, where we're just embarking on this journey still. We're not even full steam ahead, as I would like to think. We're not full steam ahead yet. We're getting there. So there is opportunities career-wise. There is the opportunity to forge your own path. A lot of persons in STEM are entrepreneurs. They create apps, they create devices. They're doing so many unique things based on their creativity and their skill set and their talent and their passion. So for us, I would just like to encourage persons to think more clearly about STEM as a career path, because it's not going away. It's actually going to become bigger and bigger. Technology is changing, so you never know. That's where the money is. And
it's becoming a necessity, just like light and water. I feel like it's becoming an essential service as well, ICT. And
it is, because in the pandemic, it is. Who wanted to be home without internet? Think about it. Who wanted to be home without internet?
Nobody.
Like even STEM, I feel like STEM is very unique in a way that it kind of reshapes and redefines how you look at failure. So I feel like it's really important for students to get involved in STEM, because just the way how activities and subjects in STEM are designed, it kind of gives you that push to want to like drill into things and see why this is the way this is. So if you're like coding and there's like one little issue with the code and it doesn't run, you want to dig into it and see what, because that feeling when it finally does work and you just like, wow. Or if you do accounts and your balance sheet doesn't balance off, when you finally find out one little discrepancy and it finally balances off that feeling, I feel like it kind of changes your relationship with failure and you want to welcome it more, because once you dig into it, it helps to build your problem solving and your creativity skills as well, because it's a naturally exploratory area. So it pushes you to want to not only like, oh, you fail, leave it alone. You want to dig in and you really want to be able to
find a solution.
I'm not going to leave it at this. I really want to find a solution. So
Well, ladies, I wish this conversation could go on forever. Jamie, do you have anything else to add?
Thank you.
GMSKN Nation, that was Sabina and Abigail. These lovely ladies, they work at Digicel, so just in case, wink, wink. Ladies, thank you again for coming in. We have more Good Morning SKN after this.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
Yo, what up? It's your boy and Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moment Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
The article for this edition of In the News comes from WION. That is The World is One News, so W-I-O-N. French fries may drive anxiety, depression, new research suggests, according to WION. Again, French fries may drive anxiety, depression, new research suggests. This according to WION. Who knew that?
I know, I thought French fries was a good food. I love me some McDonald's French fries. That's my favorite. Oh my gosh.
Is there anybody thinking that the French might have something to say about them? Never mind.
Oui, on va.
just asking you. Oh my gosh, this is interesting. All right, so we have some excerpts from the article, and I'll read them for you now. One of them reads that research in China found that frequent consumption of fried food items, especially fried potatoes, is linked with a high risk of depression and even higher risk of anxiety. So there is a link between. This is shocking. I don't understand how a food that's supposed to make you feel good could actually lead you to be depressed. There's a link to it. And a high risk of anxiety as well, coming from fried potatoes. Wow.
And you think that when you're depressed and you're down, the fried potatoes can lift you up if that's your favorite food. And now there's a link that says it can lead to all these type of sickness, be it mental or physical.
That's it. And it's even more alarming because, again, the article continues to state, people frequently consuming, again, frequently, so perhaps this is the kicker here, people frequently consuming fried food items such as French fries were 12% more likely to develop anxiety-related issues.
So what's in those French fries? Can you tell us? Because the fact that there is something in there that's making them develop these type of issues. Whoa.
And they're also 7% more likely to exhibit symptoms of depression than people who do not eat fried foods. So this is an alarm, really, to stay away from fried foods. Is that what it is? I feel like that's what it is.
And we know when stuff like this happens, the companies that deal with fried foods feel it the most. But I would have liked... Isn't there a healthy way to do it, though?
Healthy way to fry?
Fry, yeah. What about air frying?
Air frying?
Yeah.
That's where I was going with it.
Because if maybe the fats are leading to the depression, because it could lead to depression in a way, because I could see, Jamie, if we eat too much of fried foods, you know what happens to our weight? It goes up. And you know that weight stays in one particular area that we all get to know at. So maybe I can see how that brings depression and then the anxiety to lose the weight and then the stress of it not happening. So that's the only way I could see French fry being a problem, because it's being fried in, not being air fried. Mostly it's oil, but the oil makes it sweeter. I don't understand how bad things taste so good. I don't get it.
Well, again, it's preliminary research apparently, but hey, you know, it still is alarming.
Yeah, I hope they can find a way where it can still be incorporated and be healthy. Because imagine if folks cannot eat the fries too, that could cause depression and anxiety. Because we know when we change eating our food groups how we feel. It's like, my God, everything is bland, dry.
But here's the other thing, though. Apparently, the link was more pronounced among the younger of our population. So younger men and consumers of fried food products exhibited these linkages more than the older population.
Yeah, I don't know. Back then, they seemed to have some kind of good stuff, because if you look at the rate of death right now, before we buried elderly persons, we cried for the elderly. And I even heard a pastor saying at my classmate's funeral yesterday that even now people don't cry at funerals anymore. In that sense, to say people are just dying because of what we're putting on our bodies. That's not good for us. So I wish that research would have been done prior to all of these, so that we can know what is good for us to consume and what is not good for us to consume. But for big companies, and we know a few of them who I won't mention, if people no longer buy their fried foods, then they're in problems, because most of their food are fried.
It's the thing. It's part of our culture anyway. So this is alarming. Again, I guess we'd have to dig deep into what formed part of their study. Was there any specific data that would be different on our end if we're just talking about fried foods in general, or is there a particular composition to, you know, the oil or whatever it is that goes into the fried foods, and what is it about their population in particular that seems to exhibit these particular symptoms?
But then the kids, Jamie, these fried foods are introduced to most children by their parents. Parents don't get me, I'm just saying, but they are introduced by their parents. As we said, it's mostly young people. So we know our parents work hard, they're on the go, and these are the easiest things to do. Throw some fries in the oil, throw some nuggets in the oil, here you go, lunch. And the kids are excited because that's their favorite thing. So the parents have to be mindful of what they're feeding their children. I'm not saying take it all away, but not as much. Maybe they can educate them on why they can't get as much as they would like to have.
Perhaps. All right, so we know that the results open an avenue in the significance of reducing fried food consumption for mental health, according to the research. And again, experts say that this is preliminary. That's the whole thing. It's still preliminary.
Yeah.
All right, so if you're wondering exactly how many people were part of the study, the study evaluated more than our population here in the Twin Island Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. 140,728 people over a period of more than 11.3 years, okay? So that's good data as far as I'm concerned. If you're looking at them, seems like a longitudinal study for me. It's 11.3 years. It is what it is.
But when did this research start? Did the article say the exact year?
It just says that they published it recently in a particular magazine, and it was an 11.3-year study.
Yeah. So okay. So okay. All right. Fair enough. But boy, to see that these are the foods that we turn to if we're feeling down, because you know, eating a little bit of nuggets and fries boosts us up, or our taste buds just need some extra salt. And as I said, I love me some McDonald's fries. Those are the best fries in the world ever, y'all. Ever. And just to think, I'm gonna be depressed, and my anxiety level is gonna go up, and my stress level is gonna go up, all because of that.
Wow. Well, let's talk about the numbers, though, because I gave you 140,728 people over more than 11.3 years. Here's what the excerpt reads. So after excluding participants diagnosed with depression within the first 2 years, remember it's an 11.3-year study, a total of 8,294 cases of anxiety and 12,735 cases of depression were found in those that consumed fried food. So you're talking Seriously, those are alarming numbers, right?
Very much so, I must say.
Considering that people who were diagnosed with depression in the first 2 years, we don't know exactly how many there were that were out of it, but I'm assuming it wasn't half. So you still have a large number left, and this is what happened based on this study that links French fries with anxiety and depression. And these are alarming numbers. Again, 8,294 cases of anxiety reported and 12,735 cases of depression also reported.
As you said, I wish we could get deeper to the cause, because I would like to know what is causing the anxiety. They say it's a French fry, but what exactly is the actual ingredient in the whole situation, be it the fry, be it the salt, be it the oil, be it whatever? I need to know. Well, I want to know what is actually causing it.
Well, people turn to comfort foods when they might, be anxious or depressed or whatever. And again, we're talking about frequent use here. So it's not just that frequent consumption. It's not like you're just, doing it sporadically. It's
once a month.
Whatever period it is. This is frequent use. Again, you're finding that these symptoms are exhibited in youngsters more than they are in the older population, which does tend to indicate that young people more than older people are actually turning to French fries more frequently than older people. Right, so this is all very alarming.
There's a certain establishment in town on Fridays, right? Or when these kids have mufti or half day, you see them packed out in their uniform or in their mufti, and I'm like, look at them, and I'm like, imagine I wasn't getting that much money as a kid that I could have go into establishments like those with my friends and have a whole meal and a milkshake.
Are you sorry?
What? No, not at all, because I only gained my pounds as I aged. So I'm very happy that almost every day we got fresh foods, we got more veggies. Our parents wasn't playing. You ain't put no veggie to the side and trying to drop it on the floor. You and pick that up off the floor even, and you will definitely eat that. So yeah. No smoking behavior here.
Yeah, that's you. All right, so here we go. So experts cited in the media say, they were cited in the media, this is what they say. They say that since the results of the research are preliminary, it is yet to be made clear whether fried foods drive mental health issues or people with mental health issues turn to fried food items. That's a very important point. It's like chicken or egg debate, which one drives the other, which one causes the other. That's important to note. And again, more data needed to determine this.
Definitely need. I want to know what causes.
And we said already, it's because people with underlying symptoms generally turn to comfort food. So if they have underlying symptoms of anxiety and depression, they might do that as well. Yeah, we know that. You're feeling down, what's the easiest thing to do? You turn to comfort food. In some cases, it's going to be French fries. And if it is, chances are
you're going to be in problem.
Yeah, anxiety and depression. Does it exacerbate those symptoms? If you consume French fries or fried potatoes or whatever, does it cause those things to emerge if you never had them before? Yeah, we really don't know, but we do know that there is increased risk of these things.
Yeah, and as we said, do everything in moderation, Jamie. You can't eat French fries 7 days a week. Come on, y'all. At least once a week or twice a month. You got to look out for yourself. We are dying young. We are hardly living to see the old age like our elders did. So let us be mindful of what we put in our bodies, and let us try our best to control the various ailments, including mental illness that's trying to plague our society more and more each day.
Definitely so.
Yeah.
Well, the great French fry debate continues after this. Not with us, but elsewhere, maybe halfway around the world, as this report comes from China. We'll be back in a moment with more Good Morning SKN.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
Good morning, SKN. Wagwan. Yo, it's Ben's Lad coming to you live from Jamaica. You see it, go already. See me. See me, I say Caribbean people stand up and I love this. This show is very important. You understand me? Yeah, man. Studio 327. Ben's Lab. It's a big up. See me, I say. I'm the whole innocent crew. Yeah, man. More love.
Morning. Good morning. This is Karen of Paris and support from Paris Lamont. I want to encourage y'all to sign on to Good Morning SKN every morning from 8 to 10 at Studio 327. Thanks.
Good morning, this is Carol from Lux Carnival, and I listen to Good Morning SKN.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN, and for today's Loosen Up, we will be discussing and saying living for tomorrow. We're not even guaranteed the next few hours. How can we live for tomorrow? Just like I saw a quote the other day that says, oh, I'm gonna buy it today because guess what? I'm gonna be paid in a few weeks. Really? How do you know you're gonna be paid? Are you Miss Cleo? Calm down. So what it means to be living for tomorrow, we think, I just have to make it until, exactly, but until ain't guaranteed, y'all. Or we think, I'll be happy when. But when is that when gonna come? Why don't we enjoy the little that we have now that we know it's gonna make us happy? We like to say, oh, I'll be happy when I'm richer. Oh, I'll be happy when I'm slimmer. Oh, I'll be happy when I get this degree. But are you sure you're gonna get all those things? Just be happy with the little you have now. Just my 2 cents.
Well, one of the things that I appreciate in this article, of course, and I'm not even sure that we said where it comes from, beyond the safe harbor. This is where it comes from, and we're talking about, again, how to stop living for tomorrow and what to start now, right? So waiting until tomorrow to be happy. One of the things that jumps out at me in the article is that it says that we live elevating tomorrow on some sort of pedestal. So
it's guaranteed.
It's definitely that. We're always looking for what will come in the future instead of appreciating what we're going through right now. And I can appreciate that because a lot of us really, at least in my experience, seem to focus on the present not so much as we focus on the future because the present isn't that great. That's what we think, right? So we're looking for that time in the future. But you should be really enjoying it now.
Look at that. The problem with tomorrow is a temporary state. It makes us fast forward through today. When we live for tomorrow, we render ourselves powerless. Exactly. We'll do it tomorrow. You may not wake up feeling well tomorrow. How are you going to do it tomorrow? Just do it now. Even if you have to do it in pieces, even if you have to play some music, dance around the room, and then come back to it, you know? But yeah, so we render ourselves powerless, motivated by a dangling carrot in the distance. So we're running behind the carrot like a horse, all in a carriage. All right, so we're so focused on the end of that tunnel that we aren't appreciating our surroundings. And I said that earlier.
Right. So to think about the problems of tomorrow, and they're itemized, and I love the way it's done in the article. There are 3 general problems associated with tomorrow, right, as we put it on a pedestal. And the first is that it's fleeting, because we're living yesterday's tomorrow right now as we look for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And so we can continually look for tomorrow to be better without realizing that tomorrow will come and go. It's fleeting. That's one of the first things, right? So it's a temporary state in that regard. Secondly, it's under pressure. And what does that mean? When something is under pressure, it's elevated.
Yeah.
So it's on that pedestal, and we set expectations for it. But because we've elevated it, if we don't meet those expectations, then automatically it's under pressure. We're pressured to do these things, and we feel disappointed if we don't do them tomorrow, if we don't acquire them by tomorrow, and those things, right? So first, it's fleeting. Second, it's under pressure. And third, and I'm just going to read this the way it is, because you read most of it. But third, this is the article, excerpt from it. Third, and arguably most dangerous, it makes us fast forward through today. That it does. And why would you do that when every moment is important? Every moment should be celebrated, if you can.
Every moment. Imagine me, sometimes I'm in the kitchen and I'm cutting up something and the knife misses my finger, and I'd be like, thank you. I'm happy that didn't happen to me. So I celebrate that simple moment. I didn't lose the top of my fingers, so I'm excited about that. So I'm cognizant, even bumping my toe and like it didn't hurt that much. I'm like, thank you for that, because I could have broken it. And then I don't realize until I get to the salon, and they'd be like, you know, your little pinky nail's breaking. I'd be like, oh, broken. I'd be like, no, I didn't know, but I hit it, but I didn't feel it. So I'm grateful for that too. So
definitely so. All right, so we talked about the problem of tomorrow. Now let's talk about living for today. Living for today. All right. So going back to the article, just want to read this a little bit. So the beautiful thing is that we have the power to shift our thoughts, which is true, beliefs and actions to better live for today. And here are a few ways to do that. First one, find your purpose today. Don't procrastinate it if you can. Find your purpose, find your passion, and if you're living in it or if you're pursuing that presently, because that's the only time you're going to do it.
Yeah.
We could always talk about doing it tomorrow, but you know, tomorrow may come and go, and you might never even execute your plan. If you take those steps today, you'd find that you are living a life that you'd be grateful to live, right? It'll be rewarding for you.
Yeah,
so find your purpose.
You have to start somewhere, as you rightfully say. So, as Jamie says, find it and just start little by little. You're in no race with no one, not even the rat race, the goat race, the crabs out of the barrel. Just do you. Do you. You'll get there.
And the other thing is, you make small changes, right? So maybe you have this goal set, you know, tomorrow or sometime in the future. It's not even say tomorrow, but sometime in the future you want to accomplish this. But you're living each and every day as you're going through, you know, the time to get you to tomorrow or that that date, that magic date or whatever it is. Making small changes, those incremental changes can impact whether or not you actually achieve your goal. So do a little bit. Start today. You only have today. Live life that way, right? And it'll work. Small changes. Not that great one that automatically you'll like, whoa, upend your life tomorrow. No.
Because, you know, we normally start off like a rocket, and if you watch cartoons, you see how they go up fast and then phew, back on the ground. Yeah. So yeah, we really have to take it light. And remember, as Jamie said, if you start the goal and you didn't get the goal completed by the time you would have set out for the goal, remember when you restart, you're starting with experience that you would have gained when you started. So you'll know, okay, this is what I don't do to ensure that you reach your end goal. So don't be running like the horse with the carrot dangling in front of his face. No. Take it easy.
Unless, of course, you're Usain Bolt and you can do that really quickly. All right, so practice gratitude. That's another way that you can start living for today. Practice gratitude. And you do that by appreciating what you have. Recognize it, appreciate what you actually do have working for you. It's in your present. Just be grateful. This is where you are now. Find those little tidbits to be grateful. You know what? I can't even say little, because some of you have great things to be grateful for. You've got families. You've got all these other things working in your favor. Just find those, hold on to those, celebrate those today as you work on your goals that you want to achieve tomorrow.
Yeah. But we're still talking about tomorrow, boy.
Well, tomorrow is, come on, all of us have goals, so tomorrow is important, but you still appreciate today.
Yeah, I was trying to just like tell tomorrow, hold over there. We don't want to talk about you. We just want to talk about today. But as Jamie said, be grateful, practice gratitude, be present, enjoy today, and remember, tomorrow is definitely on the horizon. With that said, stay tuned. Much more Good Morning SKN in a flash.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First, you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. Here in the studio with us is Aravanda Hughes, the first and only sweep and head-end female technician in the telecoms field at the cable. As we continue the discussion for International Girls in ICT Day. It's a pleasure to meet you. Welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Welcome back.
Good morning, thank you.
All right, so I was rattling off, and I know that you didn't hear me before we returned here. You're gonna have to tell us what a sweep and head-end technician is.
A sweep, good morning everyone again. A sweep and heading technician, that's where we deal with the cable, which is coaxial. That's where we deal with the noise, troubleshooting, balancing, and we provide services like the cable TV and the internet. And the heading is the brain of the company. That's where we transmit all the RF and what's not out into the field for the customers to get proper and consistent service.
Okay, so for the novices like myself and those who may be watching, what is RF?
RF? Yes. RF signal is where we transform microwave out into the field, and that's where we apply. That's where you get internet and cable TV.
Okay.
I see where you're a technician because this is all very technical and you're good at your job. So this is great.
Yep.
All right. So as we talk about International Girls and ICT Day, clearly you are in the field.
Yes.
How important is this day to somebody like you?
It is very important to me. At first, it's not something that I dreamt of, something that I wanted to be, because I started at the cable in 2015 as an intern.
Okay.
And then transformed, stayed right there full time. And that's where I started as a cashier. Then I went into customer service. And then I just said, I would like to try out in the field because I love troubleshooting and what's not. And then I just tried it and I love it. And it was on the 3rd of March, 2020, I started as the first female technician at the cable.
I like the 3rd of March. Yeah, that was the day I got my dream job, like a few years ago. Yeah, so I like the 3rd of March. We had 2 ladies here earlier that spoke about the same thing. Their studies are different to the field that they're in. They're in ICT as well. You said you got into it after you would have explored out the field in your company. Was there any mentors or anyone that pushed you or said go for it?
Yes, my whole surrounding at the cable.
Okay.
Yes, because I spoke to them about it and I was like, even my CEO, the managers, the workers, employees on the floor, I told them about it. Like, Binda, just go and do it. Because
so you approach them.
I'm always willing to learn anything.
Okay.
I'm always willing to learn anything because, as they say, there's nothing that you cannot say can't. You just have to give it a try. And if you fail, you just go again. Because sometimes it's okay. Maybe if you make mistakes, you just go again.
These ladies had a conversation this morning?
No, they just think alike.
They said some of the same things.
Oh, okay.
All right, so you're in ICT. I want to go back. I'm not going to age you at all, but I want to go back to your childhood or anything like that, that point in time when perhaps you developed this interest in ICT or this fascination with ICT. What were those moments like for you and how did they inform what you do now?
Well, in school, we did information technology. That's abbreviation IT. And we did some computer stuff and what's not. And I always like going to information technology class, and the teacher made it more interesting. So I just continued it, and then I went to the Cransford Firebrine College where we did more computers. And then, as I said, I went straight to the cable as an intern, and then I got more exposure.
Okay.
So.
Did that prepare you for, and I don't think that it could, but did it prepare you really for a lot of the technical stuff that you'd be doing, that you do on a day-to-day basis?
To be honest, as I said before, being out in the field, dealing with a broad exposure of technology wasn't my dream. It's not something that I was looking forward to. So knowing that I got exposure of that technology in my life along, I tend to like it and capture it because sometimes it's good for a change. Sometimes some persons might say they want to be a doctor, and then a few years after, they're administrator or something.
Yeah. Absolutely. Girl, I've seen that just recently. A whole surgeon changed to being an author.
You see?
He just decided it's not for me anymore. Wow. So what was the career path you intended to take before you decided to try and succeed at ICT?
The career path I intended to take was administration. But I said, you know what? Let me take a change because the administration sector there's a high percentage in it. And the technology with women in technology, there's a low percentage here in St. Kitts. Let me say here in St. Kitts. So I think that was a good choice that I made. It was a good choice I made.
All right, so you're pleased with your choice. We're pleased that you made that choice because you're doing something that you love to do. I really want to know about, let's say, gender disparity in the field, because we'd had that discussion before in terms of ICT. You're the first female.
Yeah, congratulations.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Was there any pressure that you felt at all to perform? Did you feel that people were looking at you as the first female in this thing, or was there?
To be honest, the feedback that I got from persons on the outside, well, within the company, it was smooth. It was really smooth. Yes. But outside, the feedback that I got back, even until today, up until now, persons are like so proud of me and happy. Sometimes they stop and like, good job, keep it up. I need more females like you. So for me, it's really good to see that I have started something for others to see that you can do this.
Okay. Have you been given the opportunity to go out, let's say with WEG per se, and speak to other young females on the possibilities of looking at a career in ICT?
I haven't gotten that full exposure as yet.
Okay.
Women's International Month. I went to Nevis and other small sectors and speak in general of women in this area, but I haven't got to go do like a face-to-face
with the young
with
ones.
the young ones.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about that, because I'm wondering now, since you've gotten some exposure, have there been periods of question and answer segments with these women, or are you just speaking and then?
Yes. Well, there are persons, young females, that have met me on the streets, and they ask me questions. They're like, Miss Cable, that's what they call me. Miss Cable, how could you do this job? I said, come on. Come on. Time and place for everything. You come to work and you do your job. Trust me, you would love it. You would love it. They would say, okay, I would like to try it. I said, trust me, try it. Try it. Technology, try it. Maybe as I said, maybe you want to go into the administration, but just give it a shot and you see.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, so we're going to take a break and we'll come back and talk with you on the other side of it.
Okay.
More in a moment.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
If you missed it, you're just in time as we continue our conversation here on Good Morning SKN with Miss Aravinda Hughes, the first and only, yes, I said that correctly, sweep and headed female technician in the telecoms field at the Cable. Yes, the one and only Miss Cable. So, Miss Cable, I don't mean to jerk any tears, but through hard work and determination are some words. Through hard work and determination, nothing is impossible. Yes. Are some words that were spoken by your late father.
Yes.
Are those the words that helped you in ICT and also helped you to enter pageantry?
Even before
all
of that.
Oh.
Because it's something he always said to us.
Okay. I like that.
All right. So when you hear those words even now, what do they spark in you?
Him, and just push forward and make him proud.
Okay.
Aww. How proud do you think he would have been of you if he was here today?
Trust me.
You would have walked and tell the whole village?
I think he'd have been right this time.
Aww.
Your biggest fan?
Yes.
Okay.
I asked you about your name earlier, and you said something very interesting. I said, okay, Aravinda, that's a really unique name. Why don't you tell the public what you told me about it?
Well, Aravinda, it's a Indian cricketer. That's what my dad named me after. So he loves sports, and I love sports also. So.
And that probably informed your love of football.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about that. How'd you get involved?
At a very young age, my dad also played football, so I watched him and he taught me how to play the sports, and I then migrated into playing for my community, and I'm still, and also the national team. So.
How does football and pageantry go together? And you said you use football as a platform in pageantry, and you won the interview segment with that.
Yes. One thing I can say, football and pageantry. With football, It teaches you discipline, teamwork, and respect, and you need all of that in pageantry.
Okay.
So you see where it aligns.
Wow.
Yes.
I would have never thought of it that way or put them together because football is so far from just in a dress. You know?
Yes. There's no I in football. It's a team. It's 11 man, not one.
That's it. Exactly.
Yes.
All right. So again, to Hortensia's point, I see it diverging because I'm thinking, okay, football on one hand, I get the discipline. Don't get me wrong. I get, being coached. So those are the similarities as well. I see it diverging because as Hortensia said, okay, now you are on stage alone, implementing everything that you've been taught. Were there any nerves at all leaving the football field, going to pageantry?
No, because I was still speaking about football in the pageantry.
So that's secret.
So it was still there. Football was still there.
So was it intentional that your chaperones encouraged you to stay on the lines of football, or was it you that said, look, this is what I want my platform to be?
Because in pageantry, I think when you choose a platform, it's something that you have to know, something that you're built with. Yes, the passion. Because at the end of the day, when they ask you questions, even on the night or before, you have to have a correct and a very good explanation towards your platform.
I like that.
And make it very understanding.
I like that.
All right. So I asked you about your interest in football, your interest in sports, obviously coming from the name that your father gave you as well, representing your interest in sports.
Yeah.
Did not ask you about your interest in pageantry. Where did that begin?
My interest in pageantry wasn't as big. I started working at the cable, so customers always come to me and said, you should enter Miss St. Kitts. What are you doing? So I got the pressure for over 3 years.
You stood up long, man.
Yes, and then I just decided to do it.
Okay.
Because my coworkers also pressured me and said, you know what, let me just give it a try.
Okay.
And then it just happened.
Nice.
Well, they saw something in you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's talk about your community involvement. What are you involved in?
Everything.
Ooh.
Football, K-on, as we would say, nobody on. And just being around the community. We have Green Valley coming up. That's in May and June, everyone. Don't forget to come out and support the Green Valley. And also there are many things to do in K-on.
Okay.
Many things. So on a whole, I'm a K-on person.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm very involved with my community.
All right, let's give us a sense of what those things are, if you can, outside of football. You said there are many things. What have you identified?
Outside of football? Well, let me see.
Do you chaperone anybody for the shows that are coming up? Okay.
No.
Okay.
Okay, but so football is a way that you get younger people involved.
Yes.
You keep them engaged. They're all well. Okay, let's target it another way then. Since you were involved in football from a very young age, now being involved with helping to mentor some of the younger players, I imagine, what does that experience mean for you, being able to mentor them?
Great. But in St. Kitts, I think that we need a better push for the females towards football. Maybe it's something we have to maybe implement in the schools at an early age.
Yeah.
But as I would say, there are many different sports that persons can choose. So football is not just the only sports that's being played in St. Kitts.
But it's the biggest one to me because I see when they move from field to field to field. I live just across from the Newtown playing field, and when a certain team is playing, we don't have space to park car cars. Yeah. So it's a big sport in the federation.
Out of curiosity, what do you see that push entailing? When you say there needs to be a bigger push, what do you mean?
More involvement.
From whose point?
Sometimes it starts from the community, because as they would say, it takes a community to build a child.
Okay.
Starts from the community, and my football experience started from the K-on community, just by watching my elders playing, and then you got involved, and they cheered you on also. So it starts from the community, I would say.
Good stuff. So for young girls who may be looking at you and thinking that they can do everything that is possible, and for those who may not know what career to choose as yet, can you encourage them, look into that camera right there, and encourage them to pursue a career in ICT?
Definitely. As my mantra says, I will start off with my mantra. Through hard work and determination, nothing is impossible. Cement yourself. Stay focused. Keep your eyes and your intentions and just be it and be about it.
I like that. Be it and be about it.
Aravinda Hughes, I love the words. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And congratulations on this incredible career choice of yours.
Thank you.
Best wishes. We'll be back in a moment with more Good Morning SKN. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
Yoshini Voice representing Good Morning SKN. We say good vibes, good energy, blessings and love. Voice rated.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First, you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. In this segment, Benjamin E. Mays once said, "The tragedy of life is not found in failure, but complacency. Not in you doing too much, but doing too little. Not in you living above your means, but below your capacity. It's not failure, but aiming too low that is life's greatest tragedy." So what I get from all of this is aiming too low is a tragedy.
Well, that's what you get exactly. Right, in terms of recency. Yeah, that's what you remember. Yeah. I think the quote bears repeating, though. So
the tragedy of life is not found in failure, but complacency. Not in you doing too much, but doing too little. Not in you living above your means, but below your capacity. It is not failure, but aiming too low. That is life's greatest tragedy.
Right.
We gotta pick this apart piece by piece, yes?
Yeah, exactly. So my first thoughts on the quotation. It's a lot to unpack, but I do agree with you in terms of what's recent. That part about aiming too low, that's life's greatest tragedy.
Yeah.
And we've got quite a few facets to look at in terms of what's tragic about life. So let's go through this quote bit by bit. The tragedy of life is not found in failure, but in complacency. So taking that first, what is complacency? Well, there's a definition that comes to us from Cambridge University, and it defines complacency as this: feeling so satisfied with your own abilities or situation that you feel you do not need to try any harder. So you're so satisfied with the way things are that you think that you don't have to try any harder. And this is one of the tragedies that Benjamin E. Mays says that life brings to us, right? Complacency. If you're complacent, it's not the failure that makes life tragic. It's just the satisfaction with the way things are that you think you don't even need to try any harder. And I do agree with that one.
No, indeed. That's why I said growth is essential for us to get along today, tomorrow, and as long as we have life on earth. Because failure, we hear the three ladies that we would have had on, our three guests, they speak about failing, but once you fail, you can get up and go again. There's nothing wrong with failure. And I listen to a lot of motivational speakers, as I always say, and they always, some say fail forward, some say fall backwards, because if you fall backwards, you can get up. And when you fail forward, you can keep doing what is needed to ensure that the previous failures don't happen again.
Do they say fall on the side? Who says fall on the
No. No, just fall backwards. Because if you can look up, you can get up.
Okay, I see. So backward, forward, not on the side yet. Waiting for that one.
We're failing forward. We're not falling.
Okay.
We don't want to bust our faces.
All right. No, in terms of failure, I think, again, it's not found in failure. Because as you said, failure is a part of life.
Yeah.
The way that I view failure is you fail because there was a mistake that's made. And I like to look at it as a set of concentric circles. So perhaps the failure initially was taking up a wider area, and then you're doing that, you fail again, but then there's a lesser area that's covered because there is less of a mistake to correct the next time. And you keep doing that, and so eventually it's like concentric circles that just decrease in their radii. That's how I look at it.
Get to the end goal. So it's like the middle of a bullseye, right?
Precisely. Precisely.
But it goes on to say, Jamie, not in doing too much, but doing too little.
And that's a tragedy. According to Benjamin E. Mays again.
But they say too much of everything may be bad for the soul, so sometimes you need to do a little.
No, I think where this comes from is that we're not doing enough. And I would dare say that I can swap out.
From the complacency.
Right. Okay. So I would swap out the too little and put enough, because you're not doing too much, you're doing too little. So what could you be doing that would help improve the condition, the human condition generally? People that you know, you can put faces to what we term generally as a human condition. What are you doing, you know, in your environment? What are you doing in your community? What are you doing in your nation to ensure that life in general is better because of your effort, because of your impact? What are you doing? Because if you're not doing enough, then, you know, it's not enough. You can never do too much of a good thing. And so in that way, I would say where that good is targeted to improving the human condition, the tragedy really is in not doing enough. You're doing too little.
Indeed. Well, they say not in living above your means, but below your capacity. So you don't have to go overboard maybe to accomplish what you need to accomplish, because we don't want to spend more than what we make. Do you understand it to be that?
Not at all.
Not in you living above your means?
Right, no.
Above your means in the sense of what?
No, he's not even focusing on that. And that's the thing. It's like he's glossing past it to deal with what comes after it. And so what comes after it is more important.
Below.
He's saying below your capacity. So we might focus on the means and we might say, well, that's a real tragedy, but that's not where he is. He's gone beyond it to talk about our capacity, and that's really what we don't generally focus on. Do you have great capacity that you're not realizing because you just are in that state of complacency where you don't even execute your own thoughts, or perhaps, you know, the environment in which you're thriving or not seems to suggest that that's only what you could accomplish because your capacity is yay when you know it to be, you know, or perhaps it could be that. So you're living below your capacity in the environment. That's a tragedy. You really need to go and develop that capacity, build that capacity, as it were. And so I'll link it again to what I said before about improving the human condition. When that capacity is built, then you'll be able to make more of an impact, and you won't be doing too little. You will be doing a lot to ensure that the human condition is better.
Because a lot of us don't live to our full potential or our full capacity. And as this quote rightfully says, we just do just enough just to get by daily. And as humans, we like to say that, oh, I'm doing just enough to get by. But is just enough good enough? So that's a question we have to ask ourselves. Is just enough good enough?
It depends on how you're wired. And so I dare say that a lot of us are wired, well, all of us are wired differently. Some of us are wired to see things that are not. And so we're visionary. Others of us are wired to accept whatever roles we have and to say that this is enough. And some of us are wired not to accept that at all. So it depends on how you are wired, and that effectively is what drives you to live a life that may either be defined by Benjamin as tragic or not. All right? So in the last one, it's not failure, but aiming too low.
That is
life's greatest tragedy. So again, all of the previous lines converge in this one. It's not failure, but aiming too low, and that is life's greatest tragedy. What are your thoughts for yourself? What are your visions for yourself? Do you even see that you could shoot higher and become what perhaps others say that you couldn't? Perhaps you need to dare yourself to aim higher than the people who know you best or who are around you think that you can. Perhaps you even need to shake your mind out of the thought that you have, those limiting beliefs, because I believe that some of us do have, one point or another, limiting beliefs. And so because of that, we never see the greatness. We just see the reasons why we can't achieve greatness and why we have to accept the status quo, whatever that may be in whatever circumstance.
And to add to that, we have a side note here: the importance of pushing past that need to be comfortable, to get uncomfortable and achieve what you're actually capable of achieving. Because we never know what we can do until we try it, until we step out, until we decide, okay, let's try something different, however hard it would be. Sometimes I read guest bio and I see through like the nurse's bio, she cried a lot, but through sweat and tears she made it, and she's now an RN. She pushed through. She had certain, well, her carrot in front of her was her daughter, because she wants to be a great example for her. So she pushed through it regardless. So Although we want to be comfortable, we have to do the uncomfortable. Exercising is never comfortable. But guess what? We wanna add some longevity to our lives. We wanna live longer. We wanna look great so we can have a good self-esteem and etc., etc. So we do it anyways, right? We push past that uncomfortableness and we do it. Eating. We love our French fries. We love our ice cream. We love all these cakes, our comfort food. But we have to put it down because there are diseases associated with eating too much sweets. Diabetes being one of those. So what do? We have to put them down. Even though food tastes like paper, guess what? We gotta enjoy the paper food. But we have to get uncomfortable in order to get comfortable. So we just can't say, oh, I caused this on myself, I'm not gonna do anything to make it better. No, we have to do what's necessary to make it better.
I would tell you that a lot of growth comes in moments of discomfort, because stepping out of your comfort zone is one of the scariest things to do, but it's also one of the most rewarding things. And by doing that, you're wearing the armor of bravery, if I could say it that way, so that you are prepared to face whatever comes your way, be it failure or success, but you'll never know unless you step out of your comfort zone. And in doing that, then you would ensure that you will get the maximum reward out of your life, because there are lessons to be learned.
Yeah.
And even in learning a lesson about failure, it's still a lesson that ensures that you're not leading a tragic life. So to repeat this remarkable quotation that comes to us from Benjamin E. Mays, it reads, "The tragedy of life is not found in failure, but complacency. Not in you doing too much, but doing too little. Not in you living above your means, but below your capacity. It's not failure, but aiming too low. That is life's greatest tragedy." And with that, I encourage all of you to aim high. We'll be back in a moment with more Good Morning SKN.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. It's time to let you know what's happening. So this first, today is officially the first day of the 2023 Agriculture Open Day. The Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Marine Resources, and Cooperatives, St. Kitts, invites everyone to come out today, Thursday, April 27th, and tomorrow, Friday, April 28th, for this year's event. This year's event will be held from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily under the theme Achieving Food Security through Sustainable Development and Innovation at the Royal Bastille Valley National Park next to the National Heroes Park. There will be fresh produce, agro-processed goods, local meats, fresh seafood, and so much more on sale. So you will also have an opportunity to participate in a watermelon eating contest, horseback riding, and lots of games. Entertainment will be provided by New Vibes International, Hellfire Sounds, EK Real Right, Entertainment, and Akayu Suite. So you don't want to miss it. So go out to the Royal Bastille Valley National Park today, anytime between 9 a.m. and 10 p.m. All right, and that's today and tomorrow. Admission is free for uniformed children, and other children pay $3, and adults, you pay only $5. So go check that out.
Go support, guys. So the Private Educators Association will be facilitating a kids farmers market today. Yes, right over there at the Agricultural Festival. This will be offering the best, well, the kids will be offering the best organic harvest from local children, farmers. Yes, we have to support the kids. They are the future of tomorrow, so we have to help them understand and help propel them into the future. Just buy from the kids. So once you go in there today, look for the kids and let the purchase be your first purchase. I'm going to implore you to be from the kids. So take this opportunity to support the next generation of farmers by buying a variety of products that they will have available, including plants. You know they're not going to miss the sweet treats, so they got plants, sweet treats, produce, juices, and so much more. It really sounds like a kiddie's stall with the sweet treats and the juices. I like that.
All right.
So go support.
And next up, G's Gift Baskets will be hosting a Mother's Day sale under the theme Queen of My Heart.
Aww.
And they are offering 3 different baskets, including Sunrise, a breakfast-themed basket which includes a teacup, cereal, juice, cheese, crackers, yogurt, and more. This one is going to cost $155. Sassy, a mom-themed cosmetic bag, jewelry set, body lotion, body wash, and more for $175. And Sensations, which includes a variety of gourmet baskets. So one with cider for $180, one with wine for $225, and a large basket with cider and wine. So you're combining the two.
Yep.
And this one is going to cost $350. Basket customization and delivery options are available. For more information, check out their Facebook and Instagram pages at G's Gift Baskets, or call or WhatsApp them at 669-6578. Celebrate your mom or any mother you know by getting a Queen of My Heart gift basket from G's Gift Baskets.
Indeed. And the Gideon Force Organic Farm will be hosting an organic market on the 7th May under the theme, The Way Forward for Sustainable Agriculture. Patrons will have an opportunity to purchase organic produce, food and drinks, crafts, natural skincare products, locally made clothes, and so much more. There will be spoken word entertainment in the form of poetry and speeches, demonstrations, there'll be games and drumming. It all goes down on the Gideon Force Organic Farm on the 7th May from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. Admission is $5 for adults, and children enter free of cost. So go out to the Gideon Force Organic Farm located in Old Road on the 7th May to enjoy the organic market. Well, folks, there you have it for what's happening today. We'll take a short break and we'll return in a few.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First, you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao bango.
Welcome back to a Good Morning SKN. It is that time, but it really isn't that time. So we're going to recap today's show. So Sabina, Abigail, and Aravinda, three lovely young ladies. They're both in the field of ICT. They didn't start it out in that particular field, but they ended up in that field, and they all three encouraged you to look at it as a career path. I know sometimes we choose the traditional career paths, but there are other career paths out there that we are not aware of. And these ladies did a great job at selling you that career path. Miss Tellisford, thank you so much for sending those ladies. They represented you very well. And what else did you enjoy from today, Jamie?
The quote of the day.
I enjoyed that too.
Drinking my water that you guys didn't see. Yeah, what's happening, letting you know about the agricultural fair that's going on, the agricultural open date, rather. So go check it out from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and a whole lot more. So, yeah. All right. And, well, this is the part where I get to say thank you guys for joining us today for another edition of GMSKN. Appreciate you watching. Of course, some of you have been with us since day one. Some of you came along the way, and we do appreciate you. We encourage you to tune in daily to find a little bit of everything for everyone. Here we go again, a little bit of everything for everyone. When we get to everyone, only with your help.
Yes.
So we're asking you to get your friends and family members to watch if you can. All right. Also, follow us on our social media. That's another way that you can do that. So our social media platforms, which include Facebook and YouTube and Instagram at Studio327 Inc. That is the handle. You can't forget that because it's so easy. And also there's another Instagram page specifically created for this show, which is Good Morning SKN. And the handle is Good Morning SKN. So that's even simpler. So like, subscribe, follow, and share. And also visit our website. Yeah, this one's very difficult for you, right? So I'll just go ahead and give it to you right now. It's really difficult. Pay attention. Studio327inc.com. Very easy, all right? So that's where you find out more about Good Morning SKN and Studio 327. You can also drop us a line at info@studio327inc.com as well.
Indeed, and leave us a comment and let us know what was your favorite part of today's show. And this is where we say see you tomorrow on our Friday show at 8 a.m. when you wake up bright and early, stretch, turn on your devices, and decide to start your morning with us right here at Good Morning SKN. Remember, everything takes time. Even if you fail, you will not be starting from the ground up, but you'll be starting with experience. So push on, persevere, and you will eventually reach your goal. Thank you for watching. It was indeed a pleasure entertaining you this morning. See you tomorrow. Have a great day. And remember, if you can't have a good one, as Tabitha Brown would say, don't go messing up nobody else's. Bye, guys.